Hello! So today we're here to talk about all the books I bought in July, August and September. These are only the physical books. I also bought quite a few ebooks, so... Okay, so first I'm going to show you the books that I got in July. So first what I got, obviously, is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, the Slytherin edition, the hardcover, because I have the first one and the second one as the same, you know, same edition, whatever, so I had to buy it as well. But yeah, I'm supposed to read that book soon, so hopefully. And yeah, I'm a proud Slytherin and I'm collecting these. I'm not gonna tell you what it is about. I mean, you probably know. It's really one of my all-time favorite series, as for thousands and thousands, millions maybe, other people. But yeah, Harry Potter. The second book I got, it is The Chosen by Taran Mataru. That book, I got it in July Unplugged Book Box, and I forgot what it was about actually, but I'm super intrigued. Throughout history, people have vanished with no explanation. A group of teenagers is about to discover why. Cade is settling into a new boarding school, contemplating his future, when he finds himself transported to another realm. He soon realizes this new world is populated with lost remnants from the past, prehistoric creatures, ancient relics, and stranger still people. Overwhelmed by his new surroundings, Cade has little time to adjust, for soon he and his fellow classmates are forced to become contenders in a brutal game controlled by mysterious overlords. But who are these beings and why did they choose these teens? Cade must prepare for battle because hiding is not an option. So it sounds awesome. I'm glad I got it, but I still need to read it. And I love the cover. I really do love the cover. Then I bought Deviate, which is the sequel to Lifelike by J. Christoph. And in the first one, we follow a girl who lives with her grandfather in a world where everyone has like androids or robots, etc. And she earns money by making her robot fight with other robots and blah, 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 blah. And one day her robot's gonna get destroyed. And lucky her, she's gonna find an android somewhere. But she has to fix some stuff, etc. And he's talking weird and blah, blah, blah. And that's the beginning of the adventure. And she's gonna discover that the truth is not always the truth, etc, etc. Really love that book. I ate it, so I really hope to get to Deviate soon. And I didn't actually tell you how many books I got, so you know, get ready, grab something to drink, because I got 35 books. Okay, then we're moving to August. So in August, I bought Spellslinger. So I bought the first one, the second one, the third one, the fourth one, and the fifth one. I think there is a sixth one that came out, that is coming out. And I really love that first book. So I've read it during my nudes and I fell in love with the world. It's the story of a guy who lives in some kind of society where everyone has magic and he's training in order to pass some kind of trials, and apparently his magic is fading, and if you don't have magic, your only option or future options is to become a slave and to serve a family, etc., which obviously he doesn't want, and his sister is actually getting more powerful, etc, etc. So it's really sarcastic and I really love the characters in that book. Some are bland, etc, but that's okay because there is a very fun animal in it, so I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I bought all of them. Then I bought Why the Girls and I've read it. I will maybe link the vlog down below in which I've read it and rated it. It was, I think, a 2.5 for me. This is basically the story of a bunch of girls going to school on an island, so they're kind of stuck in there, and there is some kind of disease there that they call the tox, and it's really interesting how the disease is actually acting on them, because one doesn't have an eye anymore, a second one has a second like bones or whatever. Like they all have different things, and it's really interesting. I really love the vibes of that book because they were like in a survival mode kind of thing, and they were learning how to shoot, how to survive, etc, etc. They have like tasks to do, etc. It was really interesting, but at the same time it was nothing special for me because, but I mean, that's not a wrap up, but yeah, so everyone has been talking about that book, so I had to get it. Then I got The Near Witch by V. Schwab. I haven't read it. I totally forgot what it is about. I think it has to do with a witch that's dead and that comes back. Oh, she's telling a story as a ghost or whatever. I don't know what it is, but definitely, but if I understood well, it's an old story that V. Schwab wrote and now had been republished, different format. I'm not sure. I don't know, but it's V. Schwab, so I want to try it. Then I bought A Natural Creatures stories selected by Neil Gaiman. So it's a bunch of stories that he selected from other books. He didn't write any of them. I've read 3 stories so far and I really loved it. It's a bit spooky, but not too much. It's really like a mild spooky vibes with maybe strange creatures or unanswered questions, etc. Really interesting. It's a chunker, but you can just read one story in between other books. So yeah, and I really love the cover, so I had to get it. Then I bought These Divided Shores by Sarah Raj, which is a sequel to These Rebel Waves that I got in a box, but I don't remember which one, but never mind. I really loved it. I mean, I really loved it. I gave it 3 stars just because from that box it was sold to be a piracy kind of thing. It wasn't piracy. I mean, there were no real pirate vibes in it because you're gonna follow different characters. One is a prince, the other one is a politician, let's say. She really knows her stuff, and the third one is a pirate, but we are not in a pirate story, if that makes any sense. And what I really loved in that world building, in that world, is that the magic system is actually something really different. It's like, in order to use magic, you have to know the plants you're gonna use, and the combination of them could do something good. If wrongly done, it could be something bad. And I really love that actually the magic comes from your knowledge of the plants and not you just being able to make fire, you know what I mean? So I really love that. I want to get to the sequel, obviously. Then I bought volume 4, 5, and 6 of Death Notes because I really want to finish it so I can start other mangas. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I can start a new manga if I haven't finished that one. I don't feel like it's okay to read another one when I still in the middle of that one, just because maybe it's finished and I want to finish that one before starting a new one because most of them are unfinished. It doesn't make any sense, but yeah, you've heard me talking about Death Note 1 billion times. This is a story of a guy who is gonna find a Death Note. It's actually a notebook, but if you write someone's name in it, that person's gonna die, and that's the beginning of a lot of trouble. So I really love that series, I mean that manga. Then, so in August, I bought Little Woman by Louisa May Alcott. I've read that book a long time ago. At the beginning, I was like, no, I've never read that book. And everyone is talking about Little Woman because it's coming out as a movie, etc. And actually, in French, it's The Fourth Daughter of Dr. March. So I was like, Little Woman, The Fourth Daughter of Little March. It had nothing to do with it. But yes, actually, so I've read it, but I wanted to buy it in English. So I'm going to buddy read it in November, I think. And I buy all my classic books from Penguin Classics because I just feel like it adds something to it. I don't know why, and especially because it's super faulty. But yeah, it's a classic. If you haven't read it, you're gonna love it. I mean, if you love classics, obviously. Then an arc that I got in August is Her Crown of Fire by Renée April. I freaking love that book. This is a story of a girl who one day she's gonna be in her kitchen and she's gonna see that she's actually fireproof, as she says, and she's gonna be like trying to sparkle fire, and she will say that she's capable of that elemental magic and she's not gonna understand it, but especially because her mom doesn't want to talk about her dad, so she's gonna be like suspicious, etc., and she's not gonna understand what she's actually going through. And then her grandma was like talking to her mom, you gotta tell her what happened, you gotta tell her the truth. So there is some kind of family secret behind it. And then she's gonna end up in another world and with her friend, human friend, and that's really bad because non-magic human people are not allowed to that world, and if they find out about him, they're gonna kill him. And she's there stuck at the academy because apparently everyone who has magic is meant to go to the academy. They have no choice, so they have to study there, they have to do the entire program there, and then afterward they're gonna have to pay debts in order to repay the academy for the knowledge they got, you know what I mean? And that's just ridiculous because they don't have a choice, but they still have debt. So I really love that world building. It was so complex, and I love the magic in it because the kids actually at school had so many options different from what you will read, you know, the fantasy. I feel this is a high fantasy because the world is completely different, even if she's coming from a normal world, and the entire book is actually happening in that world, and I really loved everything about it. Please read my review on Goodreads. They're like, it's more detailed. I really loved it. It was a 4.5 stars for me. It's coming out in November 2019, so keep your eyes open. I also got Remember Me by Chelsea Bobulski from my Unplugged book box, and actually it sounds like the story of a girl who's gonna have some visions and she's not gonna understand them because she has visions of someone who's dead or whatever, and she's gonna move to another house or whatever. I don't remember quite well, but it sounds awesome and it sounds a bit spooky. Nell and a mysterious boy must relive that day in hopes of finally breaking a curse that imprisons them both, and Nell discovers what truly links her to the history of the Winslow Grand Hotel. So yeah. Then in September, I obviously got Dark Dawn. I haven't read it, but as you probably know, I wasn't a fan of Nevernight. It was a 3 stars for me, but I loved the sequel, God's Grave, so it was a 4 stars for me, so I really cannot wait for that one. Everyone has talked about it, so you probably know what it is. So next book. I got Merciful Crow. I wanted to buy that book, but then I've read so many bad reviews of it, so I was like, no, maybe not. So I got the ebook because it was cheaper, and yeah, I forgot what it was about, to be honest, but everyone has been talking about it, so I got it. Then I got Vicious and Vengeful as ebooks. Oh my gosh, I ate Vicious. It was a 5 stars for me, and it was just awesome. I love the books so much, and it's basically the story of 2 friends who are at uni, and they're doing like, I don't know if it's a master or PhD, I think it's more of a PhD, and they're doing like a thesis, etc., a doctoral thesis, I guess. And oh my gosh, they're playing with death and they're playing with stuff they shouldn't be playing with, and it's so interesting. It is like about morally gray characters, which I really love because no one is all good or all bad, and you never know, like you kind of know where they stand, but you can see that someone who thinks he's good from someone else's point of view, maybe what he's doing is actually bad for that and that reasons. I really love that. It's by V. Schwab, so if you haven't read it, oh my gosh, it's so easy to read, so easy to enjoy. I fell in love with it. I cannot wait to read the sequel. Like, honestly, I just can't wait. And by the time you're seeing this, I would have got the physical copy of Vicious and Vengeful, because actually Alex from Les Lectures d'Alex, I will link her down below, bought them for me for my birthday. So thank you so much, Alex. You didn't have to do that, but it makes me so happy because those books were like amazing and I wanted to buy them at one point. So thank you so much. I cannot wait to get them. I mean, I probably have them when you will be watching this, but I'm so excited. Thank you so much. I love you so much. Oh my gosh. Then I got The Wicked King because I've read The Cruel Prince recently and it has been on my TBR, on my e-reader for such a long time. I've read it. I don't know if I like it or not. I think it was a 3 stars to me because it was interesting. So it's a story of faith. Like, at the very beginning, you are following 3 kids with their family, and one day there is a guy coming and they kill the family and they're like, okay, you're coming with me. Actually, that guy was their mother's ex-husband who is actually living in another land. Fairy land kind of thing. So he came because he was like, you're my wife, you have to come with me, and my kid as well, and you try to hide her. I didn't know about her. She's coming back with me, and he's gonna kill them. And as the other kids were his ex-wives, now dead, kids, he's gonna bring them with him in that land. And it's a land where humans are not really welcomed because they use humans as slaves, but they have his protection, etc. And it's like, we're gonna follow the main character. So the main character is someone who wants to fit in that world that doesn't want her to be a part of. So it's really interesting, but I didn't feel like it had anything special. So unpopular opinion maybe, but it was good and I'm still intrigued by the sequel. So yeah. Then I bought the Wonder Woman, Batman, Catwoman, and Superman. Yeah, Superman by all the authors you will find here, just because they were on sale. So never mind, I got them all. It's not like a priority kind of thing. I just wanted them because at that point I was super sick when I bought them, and I just got them. So I really have no explanation for that. Sorry. Then I bought A Threads of Thorns because I've actually read The Light Between Bridge, or The Bridge Between Light, her first book, and really loved it. So I wanted to give that book a try. I don't know, I don't think it has anything to do with the first book, but I'm still really intrigued, and everyone has been talking about it recently. So I'm like, of course I had to get it. So I have it. I don't know when I will get to it, but I will at one point. Then I got The Institute by Stephen King. It's been a long time since I've read anything by him, and I really wanted to give his new book a try because I've been rereading, like in the past, I've reread some of his old books, and I know his style kind of changed. He tends to do more thrillers now and less horror, but apparently that one is more horror. I have no idea, but I got it because I wanted to give it a try. I forgot what it was about, but I'm really excited for it. Oh, so I got all these books. Do you remember? I don't know if you watch my vlog, but I fell in love with A Natural History of Dragons, so I had to buy all the other books. So I think this one is a sequel. It's The Tropics of Serpents. Then you have Voyage of the Basilisk. Yep. Then we have here In the Labyrinth of Drakes. And then we have Within the Sanctuary of Wings. And apparently this one just came out like very recently, and it is Turning Darkness into Light. I really love that title. So I got them all, and I really love it. I want everyone to read that series. In the first book, we're gonna follow a character who is very sassy, and she's an old woman telling you her story, and she's like, I can tell you whatever I want now. I'm an old lady. No one's gonna stop me. And I really loved her because she's gonna tell her story as obviously a young girl when her father only wanted her to be a good wife, to be a good daughter, etc. And her dreams are only to become like a naturalist, to study dragons, to travel, etc, etc. So she's gonna do everything in order to find a husband who's gonna allow her to approach dragons and to maybe travel, but to study them, and who's gonna allow her to actually read books about dragons or about other stuff, and not only about like cheesy love story kind of thing. And oh my gosh, it's just so interesting. I loved it so much. It's like an old aunt telling you some kind of story she had in the past, you know, her life, and how it is about pursuing your dreams, yes, but in a society where women are only allowed to be like good wives, and that's it. So I'm in love with that story, so I want everyone to try it. So if you haven't tried it, please do it, and if you don't like it, it's okay. We're all different, but at least try it, try it, try it. And then I think I only have one book left to show you, and this is There Will Come a Darkness by Katie Rose Poole, which I just got in my Unplugged Book box, and it has to do with 4 generations. The 7 prophets used their visions of the future to end wars and unite nations, until the day 100 years ago when they disappeared. All they left behind was a final secret prophecy, foretelling an age of darkness and the birth of a new prophet who could be the world's salvation, or the cause of its destruction. With chaos on the horizon, 5 lives are set on a collision course. A prince exiled from his kingdom, a ruthless killer known as the Pale Hand, a once faithful leader torn between his duty and his heart, a reckless gambler with the power to find anything or anyone, and a dying girl on the verge of giving up. One of them, or all of them, could break the world. Will they be savior or destroyer? Oh my gosh, I just want to read that book. I just want to read that book. Leave me alone and I'm gonna read that book. Yeah, well, that's it. I bought, I think, 35 books. I don't know. I'm gonna count the number when I'm gonna edit this. But yeah, it was July, August, September book haul. Just because I was sick during the month of August, I bought a lot of books because I couldn't walk, I couldn't do anything, so I was just in my bed ordering books, which is bad. Don't ever leave me alone in a room sick with the internet connection. That's really bad. But yeah, well, that's it for now. I'm gonna leave you here. It's already going to be a long video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please talk to me down below about the books that I talked, if you've read them, if you loved or hate them, maybe, or if you're planning on buying some, or if you're planning on reading some, or whatever. Just talk to me as usual in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to be a part of the pack. Talk to me in the comment section as usual, and until next time, wolves, take care.